Warning. Lighting disabled in excavation zone. Remaining in the area is hazardous. Please reboot 3 power circuits and restore power supply. Warning. Lighting disabled in excavation zone.
Hiya. Come back again.
Warning. Lighting disabled in excavation zone. Remaining in the area is hazardous. Please reboot 3 power circuits and restore power supply. Attention! Power circuit already on. No reboot required. Lighting enabled. Have a nice day.
This amber orange ball, hovering above the scientific equipment connected to it, seems to be the reason for what happened in Nashville. You can feel the waves of anomalous radiation. You aim your scanner at the artifact's glowing surface, but the device will not function. You suddenly begin to feel numb. The prickling in your hands and the anomalous radiation pressing against your head grow weaker, but a frightening sensation rises in their stead. An unknown force detaches you from your... All of your consciousness unfolds like a giant canvas, hurling you into a dark auditorium. It covers the lands of the dome like a gigantic spot, in the swirling shadow of which the lights of human consciousness. Gaining strength, the maelstrom, rushing westward, comes crashing down onto the southern lands of the dome, leaving behind hundreds of fluttering and slowly fading lights. It takes you some time to realize that you're wandering through a fog. Eventually, the dull, white nothingness. You step carefully through the white haze. Fragile bits of rock crackle under your feet. Vague shadows appear from the mist over your head. The space beneath your feet resembles thick but perfectly transparent ice. A vortex. The lights are actively moving, wandering, gathering. Iridescent, they form both small and large groups.
Oh, hello there.
There's no doubt. The funny, scruffy old man standing before you is Aaron Melville. The old man. Melville examines you closely.
Safe and sound, I see. How'd you pull that off?
The old man points vaguely upwards with his crooked finger.
You're aware, aren't you? The spire is falling. Now the road...
He thumps his timber leg on the ground, driving the mist away.
Don't...
Melville's face seems to petrify. He speaks slowly, but flounders anyway.
The gas station...
The old man woefully shakes his head. Clara is surrounded with white light and mist, her hands clasped. Seeing you, her expression changes. She crosses herself, mumbling under her breath. She nods timidly.
Yes, I see. This, both you and this mist.
She steps towards you and kneels.
I must repent.
Clara's voice trembles.
When Maelstrom broke, I didn't try to save anyone. I just got in the truck and drove away. I'm a terrible sinner, I know. I hope you're in heaven.
She raises a face. Clara sighs heavily.
I see. Why are you appearing to me?
Her voice suddenly becomes deep and thick. She drawls as if her words were being played.
Abbott is very kind to me. But his faith is nothing I could get used to.
She's...
Greetings.
A dazzling supernova-like flash sweeps across your view. The flickering waves of lights drift northward, driven by the winds of a maelstrom. Not just a maelstrom. Maelstrom. Its shadow covers the west and south of the dome, as if it was extinguishing the lights scattered across. Van Olden looks the same as he did during your first meeting. The same shiny glasses with thin rims. He's examining a shred of mist hanging in the air. He's so involved in his research that he doesn't... Meeting your eyes, the scientist instantly darts back. Then he comes up to you and begins to palpate. His fingers seem to sink in your face. Sebastian Van Olden screws up his lips scornfully. For a split second, the scornful grimace leaves the scientist's face.
I actually agree with you. The megala anomaly of Nashville turned out to be much more dangerous. On the other hand, everything that happened gives us the most plentiful research material. If Russo didn't hamper me, we would have learned Maelstrom's nature a long time ago.
He runs. The scientist loses all interest in you, steps aside, and A gray-haired man, arms stiff at his sides, stands. Kingsley is much shorter in person. He notices you.
I never thought we'd meet again. I must thank you. Thanks to you.
Martin comes closer. You notice small changes in his uniform. Some of the Kingsley nods, as if anticipating your question.
Yes, the uniform is new. But the man is the same. Head of Magellan Base. I intend...
He surveys the thick mist around you.
One thing's certain. You're standing here. That means...
He looks you in the eye and says,
Scientists on the emulator project have been telling us a lot about it. Not everything, of course.
You smell quartz and sand tempered in the sun. But as you try to penetrate the dispersing mist, you can't see any desert. A hall covered with carpets. A golden CRONUS logo on the wall among wine-red banners. A power plant. A city. The visions fade one after another until only the last remains. The black silhouette of a strange... A wizened old man, long and lean as a scarecrow, leans over to it. His stony black eyes resemble those of a blind man.
Such remarkable technology.
He says in a low... He smiles. A warm and kindly expression, wildly at odds with the menace. With the smile still fixed on his face, he steps... You hear heels clicking. It's a woman. You've never met her, but you feel as though you've seen her face 1,000. She looks at you with surprise. Then she frowns. She stands so close you can see multicolored reflections in her bionic eye. After poking you to confirm your ethereal nature, naturally, she fails. The woman chuckles discontentedly and leaves. The fuzzy mist, as if whisked with a mixer, looks like slow. He clasps his hands behind his back and stops a few steps away, scanning you. Vivid interest flashes in his eyes. He clears his throat.
I'm out of jokes about death. Or about Mr. Christ.
The man circles you. His glance bounces from your face to your...
A pre-war haircut, old-time uniform, clean and pressed.
He frees his plump palm and carefully touches you with one finger.
You are ethereal, but light tight.
He raises himself on tiptoes and fixes his eyes upon your badge.
The name.
He flings his arms about and leaves without even saying goodbye. The fluctuant white slowly settles. A man and a woman. The woman rolls her eyes discontentedly.
Are you serious? Tuesday, I tell you. Wednesday, I tell you. Thursday, you're the man. You're responsible for me. The nightstand. The top drawer. There they are. Oh, my pills.
The man nods automatically, lost in... The woman clasps her hands in front of her chest. She's boiling with frustration.
I can't depend on you, can I? I haven't been able to relax in years.
Her shouts break through the man's pondering. He comes to his senses and stares at you in surprise. Then he turns to face his companion. Olivia falters and points her finger at you.
And what is this? Or who is this?
Johan gives you an appraising look.
Is it Maelstrom? Hobbits trying out a new device? I don't know, darling.
The woman flings her arms up fiercely and walks away. An unfamiliar woman steps out of the mist and looks at you with the wandering eyes of a mad person. She's wearing a tall, crudely made tin crown, painted. She smiles, although on her, this expression is more like an evil grin. She begins to prowl around you in a circle, wary eyes locked. While circling around you, she steps into the mist and stops in place. The mist fades away. You see a short, dark-skinned... You take a step towards him, and he strides forward as if to...
The ends justify the means, don't they? Have your scientists nothing better to do, Kimiko?
He asks, looking upward. The stranger raises his hand, forcing you to stop. He looks up again.
We have to be like the Soviet Union and Germany in the late 1930s. Mutual favors, mutual limits, parity.
As he finishes speaking, his lips stop. The man in the turban keeps standing there, a lean... Light. Bright light. You shield your face with your hand. You slowly spread your fingers. At first, you can't see anything. Only a blind whiteness. The screen on your Kairos blinks. The system reports an error while trying to update the built-in atlas. When the maps
Prohibited. Employee currently deployed to the danger zone must leave. Encouraged to seek asylum. The city is far enough from...
Traces and fractals. Traces and fractals.